When you're evaluating technology vendors in the compliance area, I think the first natural reaction for people is to look at the viability of the company, and that is important. You want to make sure that these companies are going to be around. You want your vendors to be around. But it's not the only thing you should be looking at. The reason is a lot of the technologies in these areas are, in the grand scheme of things, easier to implement and quicker to implement. So even if you were to make a mistake, it's not the same thing as putting in an ERP backbone and then realizing that you don't want that. So that's just one thing you should be looking at. You can look at market leadership. How many customers do these vendors have? And then can you speak to these customers as references? And when you do, you want to focus on a couple things. And the first is, how long did it take you to implement the technology? And how easy was it to integrate with the other systems that you have in place? One of the things you want to look for is also the future vision of each vendor. So for example, if we pick on the Sarbanes-Oxley documentation vendors for a second, you want to know, are they just going to be doing that, or are they going to be moving on to other things? Now, if you just want a Sarbanes-Oxley point solution for that time, and that's all they do, and that's all they say they're going to do, then you're fine. That's a great match. That's what you want. You want a good match. But if you're looking for other things down the road, say more governance issues or risk issues, you want to know if your vendor is going to grow with you. Whether they do it themselves or through their partner ecosystem, it doesn't matter as much. You just want to make sure that your vision matches their vision. So that's also very important. And then you want to see how many pieces of the active compliance framework can they implement either by themselves or again with partners. So can they implement BPM, doc or records management, security and audit control, and reporting. Reporting is a big issue, so you want to look also at the reporting abilities of these companies as well. When you're evaluating which criteria you want to make most important when looking at technology vendors, I see viability as kind of binary. Either you're going to be pleased with the viability of the company or you're not. So that's more of a binary switch. So that's not really necessarily a weighting that you're going to give it. So you're going to rule out some companies that you're just not pleased with. You just don't think are a good fit. And the companies that you're left with, then you're going to apply the other criteria that you use to evaluate a company, such as market leadership, number of customers, user references. I would probably weight user references relatively highly because that's really going to give you a true indication of that company's ability to implement these technologies. Because a vendor will sometimes kind of exaggerate a little occasionally on what their capabilities can do, and what you'll do is you'll get the real truth from the user references. So I would say those are probably the most important, yes. So when you're asking for references from a technology vendor, they're obviously going to give you, anywhere from 2 to 5 references that they've pre-selected. And some companies are worried that they're getting kind of like a canned list, or companies that are just going to say good things. More often than not, you're actually going to be surprised at how candid these companies are going to be, because a lot of vendors don't even check their own references. So they're not even aware of what the company is going to say. So I wouldn't be too concerned actually about the references that a vendor gives you. Again, because we do many reference calls here at AMR Research a year, hundreds. So we're constantly surprised at the things that they will say. But there's nothing wrong with being upfront and saying, I would prefer references that, like you said, match my ERP system or match my technology environment. And a lot of vendors will be accommodating. So I'm actually not too concerned about that. And when you're looking for references, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a little proactive about it. You can use your contacts. I'm sure that you or someone at your company might know someone at another company who's using another system. So even if it's a competitor system, it still might be a good person to talk to, because what you'll get out of that are the issues that are addressed when putting in the different technologies that we're talking about when you're complying with Sarbanes-Oxley or any of the other compliance initiatives. So there's nothing wrong with being a little proactive. You can find companies out there, look through a company's press releases, and you'll find customer names in there, and there's nothing wrong with trying to contact someone at that company, because they can always say no.